Au début des années 70, Détroit passe le flambeau de capitale de la soul à Philadelphie. C'est le Philly Sound, incarné ici par les OJs. Derrière ce velours musical, il y a des génies du son comme l'arrangeur Dexter Wansel.
What Billy Paul once told me early on was I had did this song on him called, along with my own albums, I did this song with him called I Think I'll Stay Home Today, where I used a lot of synthesis on, along with my arrangement, you know? And he said, you should keep doing that because it makes you different. And I was the only one doing it.
Pianiste, compositeur, arrangeur et producteur, Wansel est l'un des orfèvres du Philly Sound. Ses synthétiseurs ont propulsé la musique noire dans une nouvelle époque, celle de la dance music. À 69 ans, il est l'invité du New Morning à Paris. Wansel n'aura enregistré que 4 albums sous son nom pour Philadelphia International, le label phare de la ville. En ce milieu des années 70, seuls quelques pionniers ont misé sur l'électronique, comme Wendy Carlos, qui signe le premier tube synthétique, Switch on Back, en 68. Ou encore Stevie Wonder et son monstre circulaire appelé Tonto.
By 74, 75, people started replacing bass with the synthesized bass, you know, and that became popular. And then the next thing, the sine waves and the oscillators became popular. Instead of horns and strings, you would hear oscillators, you know.
Le label Philadelphia International couvre un large spectre musical, de la soul en smoking de Billy Paul au funk militant des OJs. Mais il est aussi célèbre pour avoir donné naissance à la disco avec les disques de Teddy Pendergrass et d'Instant Funk dans lesquels Dexter jouait les claviers.
They had their own offices at 250 South Broad Street, where I used to go into after I got out of the Army to submit songs. And it took me 4 years to get a song accepted. I was the only one doing it. You know, adding synthesis to full arrangements or orchestrations for that matter. For that matter. So you had the orchestra here, and I would put the synthesizer there. So, but it made me different, and some folks liked it, some folks didn't. Trust me, some folks did want me near them with my synthesizer.
Comme Billy Paul, Wansel a grandi dans le ghetto nord de Philadelphie, scène d'émeute en 64 qui annonçait une conflagration nationale à venir. Mais quand sa famille a déménagé, l'école est devenue un enfer pour lui.
I was getting beat up, yeah, because what happened was when we moved from that part of North Philly to an area, I had to switch schools, and when the kids found out where I had come from, well, you know, they had little gangs and stuff, you know, and I would try to run to make the bus, and I'd get caught and I'd have to fight, and so at one point I said, I'm not leaving this school until they go home. So I started walking around the school after hours, and I walked past this one room, and a music teacher named Miss Mary Colbert asked me what I was doing, and I told her, you know, she said, well, come on in here with me, you know. She showed me a violin and a cello, and I love the cello, so I started playing the cello.
Au sein de Philadelphia International, Dexter Wansel devient producteur, compositeur et arrangeur pour Billy Paul, les Jones Girls ou encore Lou Rawls. Mais c'est surtout avec le lover de la soul, Teddy Pendergrass, qu'il va se faire remarquer comme producteur et arrangeur de Love TKO, un de ses plus grands succès.
After that album, he would invite me to his shows. The only shows I would not go to with Teddy was because he had 2 shows that he did called For the Ladies Only, where only ladies could buy tickets to these shows. And I said to him, one day I said, Teddy, you know, I'm not going to those shows. And he said, you're right, because only ladies are invited.
Derrière ces tubes, le studio Sigma Sound de l'ingénieur du son Joe Tarsia, avec sa trentaine de musiciens afro- et italo-américains, connus sous le nom de MFSB, acronyme de mère, père, sœur et frère. On y enregistre tous les albums du label Philadelphia International dirigé par le parolier Kenny Gamble et le pianiste Leon Huff. Membre de la Nation of Islam, Kenny Gamble voit son label comme une machine militante, prônant l'autosuffisance noire ou le refus de la drogue, jusque sur les pochettes de ses productions.
What they did with black people in America was that they purposely put heroin into all the black communities on purpose. We don't make heroin, we don't make cocaine, you know, but it winds up in our communities the same way that guns do. Why there are so many guns in black neighborhoods around America, it's because of trucks being put in those areas and people go to see what's in them, and there's guns, you know, and it's a sad situation because it continues to this day.
Wansel devient directeur musical de MFSB et en 1976, un nouveau groupe débarque à Sigma, The Jacksons, fraîchement libérés de la Motown. Wansel les aide à prendre leur envol avec une chanson qu'il écrit et produit pour eux.
I wanted them to be funky, though. But Kenny had a different perspective. He wanted them to have a smooth sound, per se, you know. Difference of opinion.
En 1976, la disco décolle et Wansel veut prendre la vague. Il persuade Kenny Gamble de le laisser expérimenter une musique à la fois symphonique et dansante. Son premier album s'intitule Life on Mars.
I had heard this record by David Bowie called Is There Life on Mars? And I said, yeah, there's life. I think there's life on Mars. I mean, everything's round, you know, there's so many stars, you know. NASA had me come to LA a few years ago, and they walked me through mission control as because they had used life on Mars to wake up the Mars rover Curiosity. So that was a magic moment, trust me.
Samplée par les rappeurs de Jay-Z à Kanye West, la musique de Wansel survit sous d'autres formes. L'occasion pour le pianiste de revenir aux basiques.